All right. The Clean Rock 1 podcast. It's finally happening, and everybody has been hitting me up about doing a podcast, and I've been actually very excited about it. So, all of this has actually been made possible because I'm not a TI guy, right? Is that the right technical term? All right. But I want to welcome everybody to the very first Clean Rock 1 podcast. So with that being said, I'm going to introduce my son, one of my favorites, Johnny Ace.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
All right, this is going to be good.
Get my little platter.
You brought your...
I brought my essentials with me today.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, look at this. So, you got your lemons, and you got your... What was in the little one? You got shots of bourbon or something?
Yeah, something to keep me over. You know, I can't stay talking for too long.
All right, so...
Welcome. Boom. I'm here.
This is it. This is my main motherfucker right here, because I have no clue how to do all of this podcasty, computery stuff, and it's been a headache, right?
Yeah.
Just getting this set up with the microphones, the headphones, the sound, all of the fucking whole shebang. Like, everything about this has not been easy. It's like been fighting us the whole entire way. Like, oh, one of the mics doesn't work. Oh, one of the headphones doesn't work. And it's like, it's been like nonstop on the phone with your buddy.
I agree.
FaceTiming back and forth.
Shout out to Alex. He helped us.
Yeah, Alex definitely hooked it up. He came through.
But I say it's like a 2-day thing. It definitely took a long time to set up, to get everything dialed in, to figure out the audio, to figure out the video, to connect them, to edit them, to post it. It's just a lot. But finally, we're here.
Yes.
We got it done.
We're here.
First guest.
You're the very first guest.
The best guest.
I would say, and I'm not picking favorites or anything.
But I would know.
But I'm just gonna say I've known you since the day you were born.
I did too.
Oh, you've known me. All right.
No,
All right. So let's say this. What is your very first memory? Your oldest memory? Like, what's the oldest first thing that you it doesn't matter. Like, whatever it is. Like, what's the very first thing that you remember in your life? Because you're 16 years old. Just turned 16.
Like a month ago. The very first.
A month ago. It was like fucking like 2 days ago.
My very first memory.
Very first memory.
That's kind of hard because I don't really know which ones were like before which ones, but oh man, it's late. My memory.
Okay, go ahead and shoot them off because maybe I was there.
Okay. I remember what's it called, Skate City a lot when I would skate at Skate City when I was little. Kind of like you know.
You don't remember like.
No, I know. That's just like previous. I feel like I'm going back. Oh,
okay.
Man.
So that's not even that long ago.
Yeah.
That's like 07, 08.
Yeah, like in that picture over there where I have my helmet on, where I'm sitting on the curb, and that it used to be Sky Zone over by the Skate City.
Yeah.
That's a good memory.
Actually, that photo was probably taken at Anthem.
Anthem?
Yeah.
I remember Anthem at Halloween when we did the Halloween thing. We dressed up for that. That was good.
So do you remember?
Yeah, throw some
Illinois?
things at me. Illinois, I don't, cause we only lived there till I was.
You
like
don't
3.
remember your mom's trailer park?
I don't. No, I don't. Man, it's kind of hard cause you know, I don't really know which ones come before which ones, and I can't like think of them off the top of my head cause usually something triggers a memory or like I don't really know. I just remember early on skating. I remember early on James.
Yeah, that's my oldest son, James.
Actually, I remember when we had a trampoline in the backyard a long time ago,
okay.
and we used to have Anthony and Jonathan come over.
Do you remember our very first house here in Vegas? The one that's down.
Yep, by on Sunset, kind of by Sunset Park. It's not on Sunset. It's on.
It's close.
Warm Springs.
Yeah, it's right off of Warm Springs.
Okay, yeah, I do. By the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of do remember that. I remember we had a fish.
Yeah, well, I had a big, huge fish tank.
I remember what's it called. Mom making me brush my teeth or something. I just remember about some brush my teeth. I don't really know.
Do you remember Joe?
The rat?
Yeah.
Not really. I remember. I think when it died, it was a funeral. We buried it in like a box in the backyard or whatever. But yeah, I remember that. That was with James. That's yeah.
So it's crazy because like
I don't really
I'm 42 years old. I'm almost 43. And I can remember as early as preschool.
Yeah.
Like my,
okay.
so my preschool, that's before 5 years old.
Yeah.
So when we moved here to Vegas, when we were in that first house, you were 3 years old.
Okay.
So that's pretty good. Like if you can remember the first house.
Yeah.
I mean, you were 3 years old.
Yeah, I just remember the fish, man.
Because I remember when we moved to Vegas, you were still in diapers, and like the week we got here, I was just like done with diapers, and I was like, thank fucking God.
Yeah.
Like thank God. I'm like, God, I'm sick of buying fucking diapers.
Because I was potty trained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, God.
Yeah, the hassle.
And then now you just got your driver's permit, and now I'm like, fuck, I wish you were in diapers still.
And I could drive you around.
I'll
Nah, but yeah,
let you.
I remember the old house when we were moving out, when we were packing all those boxes.
Moving here?
Yeah, moving to this house. I just remember, move out. What car do we have?
Oh yeah, so we're in. This is my house right now. So
house podcast.
This is the house podcast. So, yeah, we're still trying to figure out what the name of my podcast is gonna be. Like that's kind of.
I had a good idea. So kind of the idea is we have a sign right here called the Walk Up Podcast, and this is Cleen Rock 1. So the idea.
Cleen Rock 1 Walk Up Podcast.
Boom.
I mean, I like it. I think it's cool. You know.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I think the podcast is amazing. It's fun, something to do.
I can sit and talk all day. I will talk motherfuckers' ears off. Like, I have no problem talking.
ASMR. Nah, but yeah, I think the podcast is great, especially with all the corona and everything that's going on right now. Some for people to watch.
I don't even know if I want to talk about it because it's such a negative deal.
And
I'm so angry about the whole corona thing, and I know it's such a hot topic and everybody, but I have 3 tattoo shops that are shut down right now. I'm making zero fucking money.
Pissed.
Like, and then and on top of that, so I got 3 tattoo shops, right?
Right.
I've got almost 20 people that work for me.
Yep.
All of them laid off. So not only do I feel like shitty because my shops are shut off and my landlords are still fucking banging on my fucking door wanting money, but I've got 20 some tattooers that are out of work also that I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and obviously I filled out every single fucking form there is to try and get some government help or assistance. And I honestly feel like as soon as they see tattoo shop, they're just like, man, put them at the bottom of the list. Because I've gotten 0 emails back. I've gotten 0 fucking phone calls back. I've gotten 0 anything.
Just ignoring you because they get that all the time.
And I'm sure it's busy, and I'm sure I'm the 3 millionth person on the list amongst everybody.
Definitely.
But whatever. I mean, I'm glad I had enough dough saved to not starve right now. But at the same time, I'm fucking pissed, man. Like I'm pissed because.
Very understandable.
Whatever.
Yeah, so tattoo shops. What got you started into tattooing? How did you get into that? Why did you start tattooing?
Well, all right.
What was the reason behind it, pretty much? Let's get into your tattoo life right now.
All right, let's get into the tattoo life. I'm sure everybody wants to hear about the tattoo life anyhow.
Everyone.
Because...
That's why I brung it up.
Well, I think let's see here. As early as I can remember... Okay, I'll tell you a story. All right?
I'm listening.
When I was a kid, I was probably 3rd grade. Actually, I was in 4th grade.
4th grade.
I went to this nickel dime. I think it was called the 5 and Dime store. It was like a CVS or
okay, so like
Walgreens.
a pharmacy kind of.
Yeah, pretty much. But they had, it was
like a super, like
It was just like a fucking Roth pharmacy, or I mean, like a just,
CVS.
It was just like
pharmacy.
a CVS.
Yeah, okay,
but just on in a store. It's called the 5 and Dime. And I remember I went there with my mom.
This was in Elgin?
Yes.
Okay.
Elgin, Illinois. So I went there and I said, hey, can I buy these tattoos? There were these little squares. And I said, hey, can I buy these tattoos? And she's like, no, go put those back. Oh, no.
It was the fake ones that you put on with water.
It was just the fake ones. So I was like, oh, okay. So I went and put them back. back pocket. So I put them in my back pocket. So I stole the motherfuckers, right? Because I was like, fuck you, bitch. I'm fucking taking them.
Yep, that's...
So I go ahead and I'm walking. We get to the house and I'm walking up the stairs. And my mom's like, wait a minute. What is that? And she fucking grabs them out of my back pocket. Ah! What the fuck? Oh, she fucking drags me inside and fucking whoops my ass with the belt. She's fucking having a good old time. Fucking.
So wait, I got a question. So like back then, tattooing was not really like, your parents hated it, right? Was it like a overall hate thing? Like, why do people didn't like tattoos so much back then?
Tattoos were definitely not looked upon as a, it was like sailors, criminals, gangbangers, bikers,
It was just like a bad trademark for y'all.
A few heavy metal guys. You know what I mean? It wasn't popular at all.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing like my dad's friends and shit and guys at the bowling alley that I was just because I grew
They always had tattoos.
Yeah, I grew up at the bowling alley. I grew up in the Schneider's bowling alley with my dad. It was a shithole. I remember going in and like buying the rubbers and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is awesome.
Yeah. 25 cents.
Yeah, you get the 50 cents. You get the little naked lady fucking picture. So it was in a seedy part of town, and my old man used to bowl there, and then we'd go to a couple other bowling alleys, and I remember seeing a lot of guys and a lot of my dad's buddies, sitting at the bar and whatnot, and they all had tattoos from either being in the war and like a lot of old fucking military guys, and there was a bunch of biker guys that would roll around that had some tattoos, and I was just like, man, those are fucking cool. And so then the older I got, the more intrigued I got about tattooing, and I started to see like wow, all my skateboard fucking heroes had fucking tattoos. Jason Jesse was the fucking man. Like I'm just like,
shout out Santa Cruz.
Yeah, I think I got this deck right behind me too.
Yeah.
So, but just fucking seeing these magazines with like guys that I was like, I want to be like those guys.
Yeah.
And then seeing them have tattoos, and the Godoy brothers, those guys fucking had a bunch of tattoos. And then Axl Rose had his fucking little tattoos, and then Ozzy Osbourne. So there's guys that I really were like, these are cool dudes.
Yeah.
And then I saw this movie at it was from the 70s or 80s. Yeah, I think it's 70s. And it was called Tattoo.
Tattoo?
Yeah, and it's actually those pictures up there. That's funny. That I mentioned.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's funny I mentioned that.
That's cool. I always looked at those and never knew the context behind it.
It's a movie.
That's cool, yeah.
So anyhow, I saw this movie, and I just remember like, I'm like, these are my, like,
you want to be like that.
I'm gravitating towards these guys because for whatever reason, I thought I belonged with these guys more than I belonged to all these guys that didn't like tattoos. I saw it just was way more appealing. You know? Like, so I turn around and once I started getting old enough to get tattoos, I was 16. I was already head over fucking heels about tattooing. So, back to the story about these temporary tattoos.
Wait, yeah, I was gonna ask you a question. So, the bowling alley situation where you used to go and see all the people, was that before getting the tattoos or?
Oh
after?
yeah, this was
before.
Like, yeah.
Then you got the tattoos.
I
at
was
what age?
young. I was like second grade, first grade, second grade, third grade.
With the bowling alley.
Yeah, I was young. I started bowling with my dad on a father-son league back when I was fucking in kindergarten.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's why.
Then when did you get the tattoos, the fake ones?
I was probably in like third or fourth grade.
Okay, so it wasn't too long.
I was gonna say I'm. That was a big bug.
Right.
It was a mosquito.
Yeah.
So I would say I was in fourth grade because at the time I remember finding those same temporary tattoos not too long later on my dad's dresser.
Yeah.
Like my mom took them from me and then like put them on my dad's dresser.
The same day?
Yeah, you probably yeah.
Okay.
So then I ended up finding them like whenever later, months later, days later, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Well, I ended up taking them to school. and I ended up putting them. I remember putting a bunch of them on me on the bus, and there was this little fairy. It was like a naked fairy with fairy wings.
Yeah.
And I remember putting that on my chest. And,
how big was it?
It was just. I mean,
yeah, it was tiny.
It was little, and I remember my some chick on the bus was like, "Oh, give me one," because I was giving them to all my buddies. And there was some fucking chick on my bus, and she was a total bitch. So I didn't give her one. So what did she do? She fucking ratted me out like a fucking snitch.
And what grade was this again?
Fourth.
Okay.
Because that was when I rode the fucking short bus, and I was in the fucking learning disability class.
Yeah.
Right? Go figure. I was in a learning disability class. So
we'll talk about that after this conversation.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start having flashbacks and start crying. So I go ahead and I'm in class, and this.
Let me turn this down actually a little bit.
This girl's like, he's got a naked girl on his chest, and ratted me out to the teacher.
Yeah.
So the teacher's like, let me see it. So I'd take my shirt down and show her. And sure as shit, she flipped out, ended up taking me to the principal's office, calling my parents and blah, 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 blah. And sure as shit, she scrubbed it off my chest with a fucking...
The teacher?
With a wet rag. Literally scrubbed this thing. So I remember coming home, and I'm just like, oh, my chest hurts so bad. Oh, and my mom's like, well, you shouldn't have that tattoo on. I said, I know, but she's like, my chest hurts. So this chick literally just gave me a Indian burn on my chest.
Yeah.
After that, my mom was so pissed.
At what? You or the teacher?
At the teacher.
Okay.
At first, she was mad at me.
Yeah.
But then when she saw how my chest was like just burnt.
Yeah, it looked fucked up.
So she ended up going back and getting our teacher suspended. That was in 4th grade. So teachers
deserves it.
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, at times I'm like, man, that bitch shouldn't have touched my. My mom's like, she shouldn't have touched my kid. But then now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, man, I wish these teachers would beat some more kids' asses.
Teach them a lesson these days.
Yeah, something, because the world's out of control in my eyes.
So what got you into tattooing is being around all the people, the energy.
Well, I hung out at this donut shop, right?
And when was this?
This was freshman year of high school.
Okay.
Right? I was 16.
So you haven't had any
No
experience.
tattoos.
No, you haven't had any experience from that 4th grade to now to what you're talking about?
No tattoos. None.
No,
I wasn't getting tattooed. I was into tattoos, and I liked them. And when I went to the magazine rack, I'd see the tattoo magazines. I'd look at them.
Would you draw at all?
Oh yeah, I was always drawing.
Okay.
By this time I was already doing graffiti, and it seemed like
what
in freshman high school.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure. I was like 4th grade for graffiti.
Well, I mean,
that'd been crazy.
Yeah, that would have been super crazy. But freshman high school, obviously. So we're hanging out at this donut shop at night, and there was a guy there named Steve Seiler in the club, Redhead Steve. And Steve, he went ahead and he already had a bunch of tattoos because, he was already 18.
Yeah.
So
and this was freshman, so you're like...
So I was like, fucking A,
yeah.
And, we'd sneak out of the house, go fucking skateboard. And he had a couple tattoos. And then there was another guy there named Jason who just got a tattoo from... Ray's Tattoos.
Do you remember what it was?
It was a weird fish, and it said something in it.
Where was it?
He got it on his back.
His back? Okay.
And then Steve just got like a big ass fucking Grim Reaper on his ribs. And he's like, oh, the ribs is the most painful spot to get tattooed. Oh my God. He already had a couple armbands and shit,
yeah.
and so he had a bunch of tattoos. So Steve was like, let me take you to my guy. So he ended up taking me to Doc Finn's in South Elgin.
And this was still freshman?
Yes.
Okay.
I was 16 years old. Because I told my mom, I said, hey, take me to go get tattooed. And she's like, fuck no, you're not getting tattooed. Well, then I went with Steve. Steve had already talked to the dude.
Yeah.
Right? Steve had already hooked it up. So Steve was like, hey, this is my buddy. He's 18. He's cool, blah, blah, blah. So I go there, and I fill out the fucking release form.
It says you
need and I wrote the release form, and I wrote my age. It said, how old are you? And I put 16. So he looks at it, he's like, you're 16? Get the fuck out of here. And then he looks at Steve. I thought you said he was 18, dude. And I was like,
You fucked yourself.
So I totally fucked myself. But So anyhow, so we left and Steve was all pissed off, like, dude, man, you fucking blew it. You better not have fucking ruined my fucking tattoo and fucking over there,
That's good.
So I felt terrible.
So you said 16 freshman year. What's the context behind that? Because I'm 16 right now and I'm sophomore. So.
Because I got held back.
Okay, just
remember
for the viewers. I know it. I'm just I
got held back in first grade.
Okay.
So my birthday's in August and I got held back. Whatever.
Y'all gonna hear me slurp this whole time.
Yeah. So
enjoy.
So I go ahead and we turn around and I go to Jason. We're skating. Steve's all like, "Oh, fucking Cleen, fucking well, James, you fucking blew it. We were there. He had the money. He was ready to get tattooed. He was gonna hook it up, and he blew it." So I was like, "Oh man!" And then Jason's like, "Well, hey, why don't you go to Ray? Where I got mine." And I was like, "All right, So I went in there.
What were you trying to get? What was going through your mind right now? What did you?
At the time, I didn't even care.
Yeah?
I just wanted to get tattooed. I didn't even give a fuck.
Yep.
So I had some ideas of what I was gonna get already.
Yeah.
Because I'd already been drawing like all over my hands and shit. Like in my I drew like with pen all over my hands.
Like what any kid would do.
Yeah, and what's funny is I have those photos somewhere. Like I remember drawing like this peace sign like going onto my fingers and shit with this weird tribal.
And you took a picture of it.
And I take pictures of it. Like I'm gonna get that tatted one day. Thank God I did it.
Yeah.
So
I agree. A peace sign.
It was or I would draw like some stupid face and have like some like sun rays around it and a big sun going down on a big. It was just.
That's cool though. That's creative.
Well, I
feel like I should do that now.
I was always drawing. Bottom line,
yeah.
I was always drawing. I was always an artist already, but so then finally I went to Ray's and he's like, "Look, kid, come back and remind you." Ray's was the very first tattoo shop that I ever went to, because it was kind of by Grandpa Larry's house.
So Ray's was like
Ray's was the only tattoo shop in Elgin, Illinois at the time. Before that, there was a tattoo shop that was right next to this grocery store, and it was a guy named Zeke's.
Okay.
But I don't think it's the same Zeke, because I've never found any information. I don't think it's the Zeke Owen that just died like a few years back.
So was this before or after the time you went to the tattoo and you weren't 18?
Oh, way before.
Okay, so
Ray's
is the first, yeah.
Okay, so check it out.
You got to keep it in order. So
I know. I'm jumping all over. So here's the span. I've always been into tattoos.
Period.
Stole some fucking tattoos when I was a kid. I don't know if it was before or after, but at one time, probably right around 10 years old, roughly 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, whatever it was. We used to go down to this place called Roth Pharmacy, right? And if you watch the TV show Roseanne, they always show a picture of Roth Pharmacy. For whatever reason, they used the photo of Roth Pharmacy. And we used to go down there and steal candy and, condoms, whatever the fuck we were fucking stealing. Whatever.
More kid shit.
Yeah, we would just go down there and steal shit, and there was a Dunkin' Donuts across the street and a McDonald's across the street. And,
is there a backstory behind the Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah, I used to go there all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was right down the street from my middle school.
That's cool.
So
back to it. Sorry.
But then Ray's was right across the street from the pharmacy.
Yeah.
And then right next to him was Rolling Donuts.
Okay. Which
my buddy Anthony Major's grandparents used to own. So anyhow, me and a buddy walked in, and there was I remember there's a bunch of motorcycles lined up out front.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember walking in, and I looked around, and I was like, I was just floored. I saw all the flash on the walls. I saw the one image, it says like white power with the double barrel shotgun, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like I'd never seen any shit like that.
Because your parents tried to keep you away from it. And
well, I was a church kid. I went to church and whatnot. My parents weren't like super fucking, but I'd never seen anything,
that. Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? I'd never seen any kind of fucking biker racist shit. I was like, what the fuck? Holy shit. And then all the guys had guns. They all had fucking shotguns and handguns, and I was like, what the fuck kind of place is this?
Yeah.
Like, I literally, like, was a kid.
Yeah.
And I walked in, and they all, like, tried to hide him, you know, and I fucking knew what the fuck was going on. The dude's hiding a shotgun behind his back, and I'm just like,
yeah.
What the fuck is it? And you're like, what's up, kid? And I was like, what? They're like, you need any help? I was like, I want a tattoo. And they're like, you got any money? Like, all excited. I was like, no. And they're like, come back when you do. And I was like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, Will. Fuck yeah. You know, and we'd always drive by, and I'd always look to see, like, what
if they're there. Were there always bikes in front of this?
Oh, yeah. There was always fucking.
And this was Ray's?
That was Ray's Tattoos in Elgin, Illinois.
Okay.
So I ran back to that motherfucker as soon as I turned 16. First I went to Doc's to try and get tattooed because Steve tried to take me there. Well, then...
And you were how old? 15 at the time? And said you were 16?
No, I was 16.
You were 16, okay.
And the state law to get tattooed in Illinois at the time was 21.
Yeah.
But there was this weird fucking unwritten rule that if you're 18 with parental consent or 18 and you already got tattooed from somewhere else, you know, fucking, they would just do it.
Yeah.
So anyhow, Ray said, I'll tattoo you. You just got to bring a note from your mom and a copy of her ID. So I was like, perfect. You know, I was
she don't have to be here. Let's go.
So I went home to my mom and I was like, Mom,
let me just make sure this real quick.
you need to, it's.
Yeah, I got it. Go ahead, keep going.
So I said, Mom, I need a note and a copy of your ID saying that I have permission to get this tattoo. And she's like, you're not getting tattooed. God damn it, you're not fucking getting tattooed. No fucking way. Rah, rah, rah. So I said, look.
Just like you?
Yeah. I said, look, there's no stopping this train. You're either going to let me get a tattoo from a professional tattooer who's the best in town, or I'm going to get it from this dude who sucks out of his house because I'm getting tattooed no matter what. And she starts crying. Why are you doing this to me? Why do you have to get tattooed? Ah! She just didn't. I said, look, it's just, I'm gonna be blasted. I'm gonna be fucking covered head to toe. And she just couldn't believe me. Yeah. Like, she just didn't believe me at all. She's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. No.
Did you have a reason why?
I fucking loved it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like, I didn't.
Did you tell her?
I didn't get tattooed because I fucking thought it was like
stylish.
Like I didn't get tattooed because I thought everybody else thought it was cool. Because none of my friends thought it was cool.
They're skaters and like.
Yeah, but they were all like from like good families that weren't, you know, like
in poverty. Poverty.
Well, I mean, okay. For instance, like I hung out with a bunch of guys like let's see, George Hunter, Paul Kundrat, Tony Echeverria, Mark Rotundo, Andrew Sorensen, and I know Mark has a couple tattoos, but other than that, I don't think any of the other guys really have tattoos.
Yeah, so you got it all into yourself.
I was like the only dude in my crew besides Steve that had tattoos, you know? And so I went in and I got my mom's ID, rode my bike down to fucking Roth Pharmacy, copied her ID, because it was like 10 cents a copy, you know, the only place you go to the pharmacy to make a copy. You know?
Got some money.
Yeah, so then I went in there to get tattooed, and I told my mom I was getting this little elephant, this little guy on my wrist right here. So I told my mom I was going to go get this elephant, and I was going to get it on my side, like on my ribs, like on my back.
So no one would see it?
Yeah. And then I go there, and I wanted it kind of big, you know, like this big. Yeah. And I only had like $60.
Yeah, so
remind you, this is like 1993.
Imagine you had enough money to
So $60, right?
It's a good amount.
For a tattoo this big, right, in 1993. And motherfuckers are coming into the tattoo shop now bitching about $60 fucking dollars. Motherfucker, gas didn't even cost $1 back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That tattoo should be $200.
Yeah.
Like now, but it's not because people are fucking cheap. So he wouldn't do it for that big for the price, for $60. He's like, I'll do it this big for $60, which is that size. And I was like, fuck it. It's too small to put on my ribs. Put that bitch on my wrist. And he was like, you sure your mom's not going to fucking bitch about this, right? And I said, man, my mom don't give a fuck, dude. And then he's like, well, no, but they're gangster. They were like, well, you know, if she does bitch, somebody's getting fucking hurt. And I was just like, it's all good, dude. So they were like,
that's a good mentality.
Fuck it. Give me the $60.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I go there and I gave him the $60, and got fucking tattooed, and I was so fucking excited about getting tattooed. That motherfucker could have cut my arm off, and I wouldn't have gave two shits.
Yeah.
So I was just excited. I was so fucking excited to get tattooed, and after I got that first one, every fucking penny I made, I was fucking robbing fucking people just to fucking get money to get tattooed. So I was literally every penny I had, I would run back, and I had fucking 4 tattoos. My parents signed for the first one, and I had.
What do you mean the first one?
Okay, my mom signed for this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They didn't know 3 months later I went and got my whole ribs blasted.
Because you just covered it.
So I wore a shirt, man.
Crazy.
So I had fucking. I remember I got the one on my ribs, and it hurt so fucking bad that I was like, I think I need fucking antibiotics, because I've been tattooing now for 25 years, and I still have never seen tattoos swell like that.
Yeah.
It literally looked like I had a
tumor,
like a beach ball underneath my fucking
Crazy.
ribs.
Was it you think it was infection? What do you think it was from?
I just think that motherfucker laid the hammer down.
Dropped the machine a couple times. Yeah, for sure.
Well, what's funny? Okay, check it out, because you're trying to get into tattooing. You're an aspiring
artist. Keep
Keep the fucking torch, pass the fucking torch, learn the family trade.
Trying.
So back then, and you know what? I'm pretty proud that I actually got tattooed in this era. But they had this big ultrasonic. Do you know what an ultrasonic is?
No.
That's the thing where you put your tubes in it, because you don't even know.
A metal tube.
Yeah.
And then it cleans it.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes. Yeah. We got a couple of.
Yeah. Chrome.
Yeah. So you put the fucking your shit in there, and it vibrates.
Gets all the blood, all the bull.
All it does is fucking vibrates the shit off of it. It doesn't clean.
You don't put any liquid in there to make it vibrate?
It's liquid, but all it's doing is just kind of vibrating the shit off of it.
Yeah.
Right? There's no sterilization happening.
Yeah.
It's still dirty as fuck water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's still blood infested. Whatever fucking gross shit is on it is in it.
Yeah.
And so back then they used to have this big piece of plexiglass that they put on the top of this, and it had holes in it.
So you could put the tubes in and just hang it?
And your machine would be fucking set up already.
Yeah. With
the needle in it and the tube, and they would put them in there, and they just
run
turn the fucking on. So then I remember him pulling a machine out of this thing, taking the spray foam cleaner that you fucking probably clean your stove with.
Yeah.
Spraying it on this thing, shaking it the fuck off, and then dipping it in a cup of alcohol. Remind you, this is a professional tattoo shop. They had neons all around. I'm like, oh, they gotta be fucking clean. They got neons, you know?
Yeah.
And then I got tattooed.
That sounds like a process, though. What he did? To put the foam, the alcohol. What happened after the alcohol? You just needle in, jammed out?
Fucking dip it in the ink and fucking hammer it down.
Okay.
And, so I remember getting tattooed, and he didn't even wear gloves.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't even have gloves. It wasn't until my second tattoo I got from them that they came in, and I remember him trying to put on the gloves, and he couldn't even do it because he was missing a bunch of fingers and shit. So he's like, these damn things, I can't even get them on. I remember they were hanging off of his fucking fingers and shit.
And you got tattooed by him?
Oh my god. Okay, the guy had Coke bottle fucking glasses to start with.
Yeah,
right?
The bottom of Coke bottle.
I mean, they were fucking. You could barely fucking see out of these motherfuckers.
He was dedicated.
And then he had this light with the magnifying glass, and he would put that over the tattoo, and he would look through it and then tattoo you through that.
Crazy.
So he had his glasses and this magnifying glass, and he would tattoo you.
That was your second tattoo where this guy did?
That was my second tattoo from Ray's Tattoos on my ribs. And that motherfucker lit me up. I remember they took a break. And he's like, hey, man, we're giving you a good deal. Remind you,
how much you pay for this?
$150.
Okay.
So
for all ribs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So remind you, he showed up drunk.
Yeah.
They ended up beating the fuck out of some dude in the lobby, right? And then we were like, fuck yeah, dude. I was like, this is fucking, I'm doing this shit. I love this shit. I was pumped. I was like, this is my shit. Because we were already skateboarders fucking beating people up,
tagging, you're in your little crew.
Tagging, fucking just getting in fights with bums and
being hooligans
and stuff.
Yeah.
We're just fucking punk kids, So going to the tattoo shop and some dude mouthing off to his old lady, and they just came out just fucking boom,
Yeah.
blasted him and just started kicking the shit out of him. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna fucking be a tattooer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get me a fucking tattoo shop. So sure enough, I got tattooed there a couple times. Then I got tattooed by Bodies by Skeet, which
Bodies by Skeet.
Bodies by Skeet. Which
By the way, follow your dreams, kids.
Yeah.
3 tattoo shops now.
Which was
Multi-millionaire. Check Google.
Dundee, Illinois, right?
Yeah.
And they were there for a while. They were a little biker shop. He used to ride this chopper and shit. And I remember I got tattooed by his daughter, Vicky.
Okay.
And she did this piece on
Was she a good tattooer?
I mean, at the time, the word on the street was she was better than Ray. Ray was kind of like on the down slope.
And Ray was the dude that did your ribs.
Yeah. Okay. Ray's tattoos did my elephant, which Tom was Ray's son.
Okay.
Did the elephant.
So Tom did the elephant.
Tom did the elephant. He crushed it. I look at that tattoo every day, and I think...
Have you ever gotten it redone?
Never. I say this all the time. If I can make every tattoo that I do last as long as that fucking tattoo, I'm gonna have an amazing career.
Yeah.
And that's the God-given truth. That tattoo is solid. It's just as solid and as bright as the day that I fucking got it when I was 16.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking more solid than the shit that I got fucking 15 years later.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
it all depends on the artist.
Artist, and I'm gonna say a lot of it has to do with the ink, also.
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
For sure.
So I got tattooed at Vicky's, and by this time I was already like trying to pursue tattooing. Like I was already like calling tattoo shops, trying to fucking get a job. Kind of like all you motherfuckers that are DMing me, like, "Hey man, I want to be a tattooer," and basically everybody just telling me to fuck off, because it's not the way to go about it. You don't just call somebody or DM them saying, "I want to be a tattooer."
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
well, fuck. Actually, now that I think about it, when I went around, I called every shop trying to get an apprenticeship. They all told me to fuck off. They're like, "Fuck off, kid, go die." A couple of them told me, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna write your number down.
Tough crowd.
And if I find out that you're tattooing, we're gonna come there and we're gonna break your hands with hammers." So I was like,
Why? Because you're trying to start tattooing?
Yeah, because that's how it was back then. It wasn't.
No one wanted anyone They wanted to be the only people, so they have all the clients.
Okay. If you were a tattooer in the 90s, and you heard a guy tattooing out of his house, right? You're like, "Oh, my boy tattoos out of the house." It was most of the time you rode with a crew. It was ran by bikers. There were a lot of bikers. So they were fucking tough guys. So you would fucking roll over to their fucking place and be like, take their shit, break their fucking hands, don't let us catch you tattooing again. That's just fucking how it was. Now, every fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry fucking is handing out fucking the golden ticket to anybody.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and, I was trying to get tattooed. And I remember...
Trying to get an apprenticeship, yeah.
I remember going into Doc Finn's. I already called them and asked them about an apprenticeship, and they told me to fuck off. And then I kind of rethought my strategy, and I said, you know what? It'd be better off if I just went in there in person.
Yeah.
Did
you have a portfolio at the
time?
Yeah.
I had all my drawings and this and that. So I remember going in there. Augie was a big motherfucker. He was like a fuck.
Was he the boss?
He worked there. He was like the main guy. He was badass. I used to see his tattoos, and I was like, I got to get my tattoos as good as him. Yeah. I got a couple buddies that had tattoos from him. They're fucking solid, bulletproof. They're great tattoos. And Doc's was the fucking place. After I got a little more involved, I found out that Doc was the dude. Like all the taffy holes, the skin rip taffy holes.
Skin rip taffy holes.
Okay, like it kind of looks like cottage cheese getting pulled.
Okay, yep.
Okay, Doc Finn claims that he invented those.
Really?
Which he probably did. He was probably the first guy to do it back in the 70s.
So it's like peeling apart, but like it's like sagging, the cheese effect.
Another fact. I think Mario Barth claims that he's the first one to tattoo in an airplane. Doc Finn, back in like 1981, I think it was 81 or 85, something like that. Doc Finn tattooed on a commercial flight, fucking with a battery. Fucking
with the car battery.
Yeah, a lot of guys tattooed with car batteries back then.
Okay.
They said it was the cleanest power ever, which it worked, but I mean, it was a hassle fucking lugging a fucking car battery to a tattoo convention. You'd have one up in your room charging, one in your station, another one, and it lasted for...
It's not that convenient. I understand.
It's not convenient, but supposedly it's very clean power.
Yeah.
And I never saw a difference.
The flow of energy is good because it's so much and it just...
I mean,
it runs good.
It's very just clean power, I never saw a difference. I tattooed with it and I was like, it works just like my other shit.
Yeah.
So, but anyhow, it was something to try.
Apprenticeship?
So, trying to get this apprenticeship, I go into Doc Finn's and I walk up the stairs.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was upstairs. And I had already heard stories about them fucking beating dudes up and throwing them down the fucking stairs. I've heard
just for walking in there and
just being assholes or just fucking getting out of line or taking pictures of the fucking Flash, like whatever fucking reason it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you didn't fuck around in a tattoo shop back then.
Yeah.
Like it was fucking dudes are known to. You fucking walk in and you fucking show some fucking respect.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Now
because they're coming in for their art. They're coming in and do
there's no way fucking half these motherfuckers would act the way that they act back then. No fucking way. Coming in like, fuck you, this is how I want it, blah, blah, blah. I mean, they'd fucking... Yeah, it was totally different fucking era.
No respect.
Totally different fucking vibe.
Yeah.
Nobody was getting sued. Nobody was getting fucking Yelp reviews and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so anyhow, I go in there. I asked fucking Augie if I could get an apprenticeship. He's like, what'd you say? I said, well, I brought my portfolio and I'm looking to get an apprenticeship. He's like, you got 3 fucking seconds to get the fuck out of here before I cave your fucking head in. And I was like, what? And he's like, 1, and he was a big motherfucker, wearing overalls. And he comes charging at me, walking real fast. 2, and I was like, oh shit. And I fucking turned around and ran down the fucking stairs. Mm-hmm. He's like, you fucking come back, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass. And I was just like, holy fuck.
What did I do?
Yeah, so
That's good.
So sure enough, it sucked. So I kept on trying. I found a guy in downtown Chicago. His name was Tattoo Tom. Mm. And he said he would apprentice me.
Yeah.
For $2,000.
Wow. And like just all at once, and then how long was that apprentice? Forever, as long as you want. Okay.
Who fucking knows? Thank God I didn't give it to him. I mean, I know a couple people that went through this apprenticeship program, but 1, they didn't teach you nothing. 2, you fucking basically just were a fucking schmuck for years.
Yeah.
And it was just it was a Tattoo Tom's underground tattooing. And one of my friends got tattooed there because she was like 15 at the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he would just tattoo anybody. He didn't give a fuck.
Okay. Money's money.
Yeah. So I remember I went there to get this apprenticeship. He's like, all right, so I need $2,000 up front, and it's non-negotiable, and pretty much you're my bitch after that. And I'm like...
That's what he said.
Yeah. And remind you, there was like...
Damn.
He gave me this... He had this giant fucking autoclave. I'm talking, this thing had to have been from like 19 fucking...
That's the thing that cleans the metal tubes?
Yeah. It's the thing that sterilizes pretty much
shakes
anything.
It. Yeah, okay.
No, that's an ultrasonic.
Oh, that's an okay.
Autoclave is pressurized steam, right? Which basically cures all bacteria. It's the only thing recognized by fucking all 50 states as a fucking...
Approved.
Yeah. It's
okay.
But also, there's some new stuff now, like the state.
Yeah, I know about you. I would have given that $2,000 up front right there, just by that.
Okay, well, first off, I didn't have $2,000.
Yeah, no.
I was ready to go rob this
sarcastic.
fucking. I was gonna go rob this dude because I knew he had a bunch of money. So
yeah, smart.
So I was.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, I was gonna rob this dude, and then I knew of a couple gas stations that fucking always get robbed, and everybody always got away. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'll rob those places too." So
I like it. The mentality.
So I go ahead and I'm like, all right, I could come up with this money.
Easy.
Like I could, like most kids would probably fucking ask their parents, but
what was so motivating about giving them the $2,000? Just learning how to tattoo.
He was the only one that gave me a glimpse of hope.
Oh, really?
He was the only one that fucking actually fucking said,
I'll give you a chance.
I'll give you a chance. Okay. He looked at my drawings and was like, you got potential. You're a fucking great artist. And I'll teach you how to fucking tattoo. So I was like, all right. Because, okay, for instance, I was going to do that, but I didn't have $2,000.
Yes.
Well, then me and Kevin Stareye right?
Okay.
You remember Kevin?
No.
Okay, Kevin's in Chicago.
Okay.
Me and Kevin,
Maybe I could probably from his face, but I'm not really that
okay,
good with
me
names.
and Kevin Starry, best tattooer in the fucking world. Fucking, I love the guy. He turned around and me and him were supposed to buy a tattoo kit together.
What do you mean kit?
They used to sell these kits in the back of like Easy Rider magazine.
Okay.
Tattoo kit. What it came with, who knows? Power supply, fucking dirty needle, fucking tube.
You just bought it offline.
Maybe some shit fucking ink. You know, it was a tattoo kit for like $600, and we were supposed to buy one of those and split it. And we never came up with the money. So then I was like, "Fuck, man." Well, then I turned around and I ended up just making my own shit.
Yes.
Right? I'm very crafty.
Yeah.
You know, I make fucking everything. So I
definitely can see that.
Yeah. So I turn around, and at the time I'm still in high school.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm still in metals class. I'm still in fucking.
What grade is this?
This is senior in high school.
Okay, so you're about to get out.
So I'm already fucking a pro bowler. Had like a 280 average. I was bowling like 300s like back to back.
Yeah.
Like, but I was like, fuck bowling. I'm gonna do tattoos.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I definitely would.
Yeah.
Do the same.
So I turn around and I end up making.
But it's a cool hobby.
Because I had some Mexican dudes in my welding class. Whoa. And they were like, "Hey man, like, just make some homemade stuff with a Walkman." Like,
what's a Walkman?
What's a Walkman? I fucking love this.
Yeah.
For all of you young motherfuckers out there, a Walkman is a little device about this big. Okay. That you put a tape in. Like a fucking tape from a boombox?
Okay, yeah, I've probably seen it before. I'm just not that good with,
okay, so it's like this big, and you put batteries in it, and you fucking flip it open, and you put a tape in it, and so it has like headphones.
Oh, yeah, okay, so like...
some of them, some of them have radios,
yep.
Right? So
I know exactly what you're talking about now.
A lot of guys took and gutted those, and they used a little motor in there, right?
Okay,
So you got this little motor.
And it runs and it vibrates.
So then you fucking weld it to a tube, and fucking put batteries to it.
Prison style.
Yes.
Straight, okay.
So... they're telling me, like, yeah, man, a Walkman motor, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah. And at the time, I was building fucking, like, these badass lowrider bikes. Yeah. Right? So I was like, I can make that all day. And right next to my welding class was electronics. So I took this Walkman, and I gutted it. And I remember I bondoed all the fucking seams in it. And I kept the little LED light. And I
made it look nice.
I made it look bad. And I took and the whole top flipped open, and the inside of it had the battery pack, which I had the guys at electronics fucking rig up to where it would take like a bunch of fucking batteries. Yeah. And then it went.
But that's your energy. That's the supply.
Power, yeah. So then a cord came down to a little piece of wood, and I had a little piece of stainless steel that I fucking
pushed down,
put screws, and at the time I was just in such a hurry to make it, so I ended up just using a doorbell. Yeah. So I wired this doorbell, and then the wire
it's like
came
a button
up to my fucking So you'd have to hold it.
Yeah.
To get it to work, or no, I'm sorry, it would run because I wired it backwards at first. So it would run, and then when you take your foot off, it would stop. Mm-hmm. Or no, I'm sorry, you take your foot off, and it would run. Whatever it was. So anyhow, I made this fucking doorbell kit, and I tattooed the fuck out of everybody. I mean, I was. And I told once word got around that I was tattooing and doing like decent tattoos, I was tattooing all the gangbangers, doing big old fucking like MLKs and shit, and like big fucking crowns going down and pitchforks and
crazy shit,
like all kinds of gangbanger stuff.
So, do you still have that machine? What happened to that?
Oh my god, I would give fucking my Model A for that right now.
I bet that's a memory.
I ended up so here's what happened. I went ahead and I took that and I tattooed for fucking. Like forever. I was tattooing out of my parents' house. Yes. Right? So I'm doing all
How did that work? They did not support tattooing, so
fuck no. My parents were so mad. But they're like, you better not be tattooing these people that are underage, and they better have parental consent, and they're gonna sue us, and they're gonna take everything we own, and they were just so fucking paranoid about it, and they were I'm like, I just tattooed this gangbanger who did a drive-by and killed somebody, and the cops are looking for him. He's trying to get this tattoo before he goes to jail. Oh, God. You know what I mean? And they're like, ah! So I was trading beepers.
And this was in the, what's it called, the basement?
No, this was in my bedroom.
No, it wasn't in your bedroom, the basement, or no? Okay, never mind then.
So I go ahead and I'm tattooing. Well, by this time, I'm tattooing.
Yeah.
Well, I ended up skateboarding. We were down skating downtown Elgin one time, and I kind of just looked upstairs. I saw this sign, and it said tattoos. I'm like, right above the boxing gym. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, shit. Huh.
And you weren't working at a tattoo shop yet?
No, I was tattooing on my house.
Cool.
Right? So I wanted to go check it out because obviously I'm into tattoos, and I've already gotten like 4 tattoos.
Yes.
So I go upstairs, and remind you, the crack house. I knew there was a crack house upstairs.
Right upstairs.
On the 3rd floor.
I think you showed me that. Remember we drove when we went?
Exactly upstairs.
We went to Illinois.
Yeah.
Remember that?
It's exactly upstairs from Top Notch Tattoos.
Yeah.
So I already knew that it was a crack house upstairs. The tattoo shop was on the 2nd floor.
Yeah.
So I remember I walked in, and it was this shitty apartment. Smelled like shit. There was dog hair everywhere. There was a fish tank that had like no water in it. There's like this much water in it.
Yeah.
And there was, the walls were fucking splatter painted. It looked like a bomb blew up. And he had some shit flash on the walls. And he was like, oh, you want to get tattooed? All right, cool. Here, check out my airbrush paintings and this and that. And I was like, oh, cool.
It was only one tattooer in there?
Yeah, but there was another dude that was working there as the apprentice. His name was Brian.
Okay.
And he was a little punk kid. He was older than me. So he was like, you know, so.
Why was he punk? Like punk rock.
He was a punk rocker.
Oh, okay, I thought you meant
me
like.
and him hit it off because
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I've seen you at shows before, and you know, fucking, you know, oh, you skate, cool, fucking, let's go skate, dude. And you know, me and my crew, we were rippers, so like everybody was like, yeah, let's skate.
Let's skate with them, yeah.
Yeah. So we were like, all right. So me and him kind of hit it off, and we would go skate, and I was trying to be friends with him because I wanted to learn some shit.
Yeah.
So once that kind of came around,
because he was a tattooer, right? Or he was just
apprentice.
Okay. But he still knew.
Yeah. He was doing what I was doing. He tattooed out of his house, fucking people up.
Yeah,
then he got a job at the shop.
Okay.
So I fucking was already tattooing out of the house, but I didn't tell him. Okay. I didn't tell anybody that. And I was going there just trying to steal knowledge.
Supply. Okay,
so I ended up getting this Celtic knot on my chest.
I was about to say supplies, but yeah.
So I was, wait. Let's take it back. Take this back a little bit.
Wait. I need to use the restroom.
Okay, well, I'll tell this.
We got it out. No, we got it.
I'll just keep telling the story.
I'm sorry.
This fucking kid. So, before I started tattooing, I went to this tattoo shop, and I wanted to get tattooed. So, I was like, all right, well, let's get tattooed. So I turned around and I said, I want how much for this? And he got this Celtic knot book, and he was all excited about it. He was like, oh yeah, man, I got this new flash book, you know, and it was Celtic knot designs. And I was just like, okay, but he was so excited about them. I didn't really want a Celtic knot. I was like, well, you know, I'm fucking, you know, I'm a white guy, and I'm fucking, you know, kind of blonde hair, blue eyes, so fucking Celtic knot, Viking, you know, all right, let's fucking roll with it. So I go ahead and I let him tattoo this fucking, here, come on, you ready?
Sorry. I can't look super prepared today, too many drinks.
He's over here fucking chugging water like, Jesus.
Sorry, my hands are wet. Wash your hands. All right, we're back, sorry.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties, worst guest ever.
Okay, so anyhow, so I go ahead and,
so this is back.
Okay, this is maybe a few months before I got it, or before I even started tattooing out of my house.
Okay.
I got this tattoo on my chest from him.
The tribal knot.
The Celtic knot.
The Celtic knot, sorry.
Right? I got this Celtic knot, and I remember it cost me $90.
$90.
I handed him $90, and I remember it took me fucking weeks to fucking...
This is the dude in the crack house, right?
He was right below the crack house.
Yes. Right below, but he was the tattooer that was in there that you're looking at.
Yes.
Looking at the airbrush and everything. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Christian Hansler.
Yeah.
So he goes ahead and does his tattoo on me, and I remember leaving, telling my girlfriend at the time, I was like, this thing took a half hour, and I just handed him $90. Fuck. I'm like...
I got robbed.
Well, no. I was like... I'm gonna do this shit.
Oh, because
I was working at fucking Little Caesars making fucking $4.75 an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it took me like a week to make $90.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was a hustle.
So I was like, damn. So I went home, made the homemade shit, started tattooing out of my house.
Okay.
Then I turned around and started hanging out there a little more.
Okay.
That's when I met Brian. I started hanging out more. Well, then Brian hated Christian. He was just like, always like, I fucking hate this guy. He fucking sucks. He's just a piece of shit.
All the tattooers. Brian, Christian, tattooers?
Yeah, Christian is the guy that owned that shop.
Okay.
And Brian was the apprentice.
So who did the Celtic knot?
Christian.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I went ahead and was hanging out there, doing odd favors for him. Like, oh, you want me to run to the fucking store? Cool. So he handed me a stack of fucking Flash, bootleg Flash. He Xerox copied it from somebody else.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just all the fucking old biker shit from Spalding to Rogers.
Yeah.
And it was just shit copied. I mean, the copies were terrible.
Yeah.
So he handed me the stack. I mean, there was fucking 500 fucking sheets there. And he said, here, let's see how good you are. Clean out and re-outline all these and color them in, but only use these fucking like all those colors up there, like fucking
a certain amount. Yeah. Okay.
Like, we only have those colors, so you only use those colors. So I grabbed my colored pencils, because I had my backpack because I was a graffiti writer, so I always had fucking my sketchbook and my fucking pencils. So I went and I found all the colors that were like as close to those colors as possible, and I went home and I was like, all right, fuck it. So I re-outlined all of them and I started shading them. And I remember I skipped school the next day and I finished them all.
Crazy.
And I brought him back and he's like, what's this? I said, well, I'm done. He's like, what? You're done? I was like, yeah, dude, I fucking knocked it out. And he was like, shit, I thought that was going to take you like a month. Because he just...
It was one night?
Yeah, because he was just figuring he was going to keep me fucking...
away.
Yeah, go keep yourself busy, kid.
Yeah.
Because I was eager, man. I was just like...
I want to be a fucking... I want to start making money.
I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
So sure enough, I got busted doing graffitis, and basically, I had to do some community service.
Okay.
I mean, I was doing community service at like fucking every other day was like for some other bullshit. Like one community service was for one shit I got busted for. Another community service was for some other shit I got busted for. Some other community service was some restitution that I fucking fucked somebody up that I had to fucking pay and didn't have money to pay, whatever. So I turn around and I'm doing community service down the street from his shop, right? Because the crack shop was upstairs. Or, his shop was upstairs below the crack house. And he was moving it downstairs to
the crack house.
No, he was moving the tattoo shop from upstairs apartment where he lived to the downstairs storefront. Okay. So I was like, well, hey, I'm in building trades and I know how to build shit and
maybe I can help you with the shop.
So I was already helping. And he's like, all right, cool, man. Well, maybe if you do some drawings and do this and do that and whatever, I'll trade you tattoos. So I was cool with that. Yeah. So I was going to get some free tattoos for helping him out, With some flash. I was like, I didn't care. I just wanted to be in the fucking... I wanted to do whatever it took to fucking hang out. I didn't give a fuck if he wanted to send me to fucking Mars and back to fucking go get a rock. Yeah. I would have fucking done it. Because he was the only guy fucking letting me hang out. Because motherfuckers didn't let you hang out. Yeah. You know what I mean? You didn't just go to the tattoo shop and fucking hang out. You know what I mean?
You have to be a tattoo.
It didn't fucking work that way. Yeah. So sure enough.
Understand.
So I go ahead.
Let me get my little shot.
Yeah, here, fucking shots. Just got my
bang.
Yeah, so he's giving me a shot to actually fucking hang out. I was doing community service. I remember I called him and I'm like, yo, I got like 20 of these 4 foot by 8 foot mirrors. I got probably a fucking stack 4 foot high of these 2 foot by 8 foot mirrors. I got desks. I got computers.
From what?
I got chairs because I was doing community service down the street.
Oh, yes.
I was gutting the fucking...
places for all this shit.
Old store. So I'm throwing all the shit in a dumpster. But instead of throwing it in the dumpster, I was like, yo, put it in my fucking dad's truck. I called my old man. I was like, yo... Because I had an 81 Bonneville. I had a car.
No type of storage. Yeah, like...
No. So I called my old man. And I said, yo, Larry, get your ass down here with the truck. I need you to fucking take some shit, move some shit for me. He's like, all right, cool. So old man came down. We loaded his truck with all this stuff to fucking load into the tattoo shop. And, I drove up the street and we fucking started loading it into the shop. And Christian was like, fuck yeah, man, cool, man, right on. Oh, man, yeah, cool. We could use that. Cool, you. So then I started helping him put together the Elgin tattoo. Yes. 216 East Chicago Street, Elgin Tattoo. So then I worked there for a little while.
So a backstory real quick, not to interrupt, but my mother, your ex-wife,
Yep.
what's it called? She told me a story because she walked into Elgin with her boyfriend that she had at the time.
Yep.
Was the story. And you were tattooing, but she said you're like the only person there. And there's like barely any shit in there. There's like one station.
Yep.
And but yeah, they pretty much came in there.
Let me tell you the story.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because you probably know it better than I do.
Okay, so back to my story.
Yeah, sorry.
So with that being said, I was already tattooing out of my house because I wanted to make sure that I liked tattooing because I kept getting all the doors slammed in my face and I kept fucking getting shit on by everybody.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that I liked it to where I could pursue it. And
yeah.
So then, sure enough, I did some tattoos. Then I was like, okay, cool. And then I started hanging out at that crack house fucking tattoo shop upstairs on Chicago Street. And then he finally gave me a chance. He said, "You want the job?" And I said, "I'll take it." So he called me. And then 2 days after Thanksgiving in 1995, I started at the tattoo shop.
Okay.
2 days of working there, I did my first tattoo. That fucking, on Mike Owsley, that little tribal dragon.
Okay.
You know, and he thought I was gonna totally fuck it all up, but he didn't know that I'd already been tattooed out of my house.
Yeah. He
Right?
thought it was like when you're first like.
Yeah, he thought it was my first time ever touching a machine.
So why did he let you tattoo him?
Because he thought it would be funny. Just me fucking up my friend. Because he's like, this'll be funny. You're gonna fucking drill a hole in this guy. You know, and I already been watching him fucking for months.
Watching who?
Christian.
Christian.
Because
Okay.
I was hanging out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
He thought
watching
I
him
was
tattoo.
He thought I was just hanging out fucking, you know, like fucking sucking up the air conditioning.
Oh,
But-
and you like he
but
didn't
I
think you
was
tattooed.
I
Yeah.
was on that motherfucker like a hawk.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I watched exactly what his hands were doing. I watched what he did with the needles. I watched what he did with the machine. I knew how to do a fucking tattoo before I started tattooing.
Yeah, yeah.
Which most apprentices should do.
Yeah.
Like, you should know exactly how to fucking do a tattoo before you pick a machine up, because you're watching, you're paying attention, you're fucking like, oh, he's stretching with this hand and he's pulling, like, okay, all right, I see what he's doing, because you fucking watch, because you care. So anyhow, so that's what I did. I was emulating the tattoos in my head. So how much time we got? We're at an hour already?
Wow.
Holy fuck.
Hey, we were only talking about one thing.
Jesus
One
Christ.
thing the whole time.
All right, so let's wrap this up.
Let's
here.
wrap it up. First episode talking about clean tattooing.
Okay, well, do you want to get into the story with your mom? I can do that quick.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so I started tattooing.
I'm all ears.
So I started tattooing in 1995, right?
1995. Mark your calendars.
At Elgin Tattoo, 216 East Chicago Street.
You know what day? Because I just said mark
2
your
days,
calendars.
2 days after.
No, like the exact date.
2 days after
Okay.
Thanksgiving in 1995.
Boom.
Right? Then, in 1999, I had already went and worked at other shops.
Okay.
In 1999,
1999.
August of 1999, I handed
August.
fucking Pat Sakalari $3,000 because I heard that he was fucking gonna rent that space out because the other guys were moving out. So I fucking drove over there, handed him fucking 3 G's, came back, started remodeling the place, and I opened Top Notch Tattoos in the same exact location 2 days after Thanksgiving in 1999.
Okay.
Right? The shop wasn't even open yet, right? When your mom, okay, this is how I met your mom. This is funny. So we went to
Great.
Yeah, here we go.
Good story.
So, all right, I went to this tattoo convention, right? And at this tattoo convention, my shop wasn't even open yet, right?
Okay.
And I had no fucking money. I was broke.
You just handed that 3 G's over and you're like, whoo.
Well, no, this has been months of me building my shop. I sold my Harley.
Yeah.
I borrowed $300 from my dad, which he fucking hammered me for fucking every day to get his money back.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
for sure.
I borrowed $300 on my dad's credit card. Because he didn't have any money.
Yeah.
So he was like, where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money? I'm like, fine, fuck. So I sold my Harley. I sold everything I had.
Yeah.
Right? Maxed out all my credit cards. Because remind you, the tattoo shop was a dump.
Yeah.
So
and you got to flip it.
So I remodeled it as fast as I could.
Of course.
It took months. So, because I still had to kind of like try to work and do guest spots and shit to fucking make some money to fucking. So I'm rebuilding a shop. I probably took longer than I fucking planned because I did I had to do a lot of cosmetics because the place was so run down and such a shit.
Of course.
The walls were falling apart.
Just like
the ceiling was falling apart. Like there
Yeah.
was a lot of shit that my landlord probably should have done, but I was like, I didn't want to wait for him.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a front door when I fucking took the shop over.
Yeah.
So anyhow,
there was no one in there? Was there anyone like
basically
some crackheads?
No. It was a tattoo shop, right?
Right.
But what happened was the guy didn't pay his rent, and the landlord was like, well, fuck it. I'm going to remodel the fucking front of the building.
Yeah.
So in the mix of remodeling the front of the building, he was putting a new door on it and some new shit. Well, he fucking just didn't put a door on it. So anyhow, he had a makeshift, shitty door on it.
Yeah, of course.
So I went to the tattoo show, Ink and Lincoln Tattoo Jamboree in 1999. And
same year.
I want to say that was like September.
Okay.
Right? It was right before I opened.
So, all right, yeah. So Thanksgiving, open. 2 days after Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving's in November.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Right? So I'm not even open yet. And your mom walks up to my table at the tattoo shop, and I was tattooing, and I looked up, and I was like, holy shit. Hey, what's up? What's up? Oh, shit. And I fucking got all nervous because I was like, holy fuck. This fucking...
People here.
This is like the fucking... Well, no, she was like the most beautiful fucking girl I'd ever seen.
Okay.
So I was like, whoa, holy fuck. So then I turn around and I'm like, oh, you need help? And she's like, yeah, I want to get tattooed. And her boyfriend walks up and he's like, what are you doing? She's like, I want to get tattooed. He's like, you just told me the whole ride here that you weren't going to get fucking tattooed. And she's like, shut up. I'm trying to get whatever, I just want to get something little.
Yeah.
So then he looks and he's like, oh, shit. This is the dude I was telling you about. That he would, because the whole ride there, he was like, I'm going to find this dude Cleen, and I want to get fucking tattooed by this dude Cleen. Oh, blah, blah. He's so fucking badass. I want to get tattooed by Cleen. And she's like, I don't know who this Cleen guy is. I know all the tattoo guys.
I like how you do your voice.
Yeah.
Great.
I know all the fucking tattoo guys. I don't know who the fuck this Cleen Rock one is. What the fuck kind of name is that? Blah, blah, blah. So sure enough.
Too easy.
So then sure enough, she fucking saw me and was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. All right. I'm getting tattooed.
Yeah.
So then her dude was like, what the fuck? You just said the whole ride here you're not getting tattooed. So anyhow, so I was super respectful. I was like, oh, yeah. So I talked to him. I said, yeah, well, you know what? I can fucking I can't tattoo you today, but I can tattoo you fucking in a couple days at my shop in Elgin because I'm fucking opening up my shop. Shop was in chaos. Shit everywhere. Like we're in mid-construction.
Yeah.
But I had one room that was cleaned and done
so you could
so I could fucking tattoo. So sure enough, fucking they drove out from Chicago.
Yeah.
And I fucking tattooed fucking his whole hand and fucking they fucking bounced.
You didn't tattoo my mom?
No, I didn't tattoo your mom.
Interesting.
So then he wanted the rest of his arm done.
Yeah.
So I turned around and got that all drawn out, and then I called your mom's fucking house,
yep.
apartment,
yep.
and I said, hey, is fucking what's his face there? And she's like, no, he don't fucking live here anymore. Fucking, we broke up, blah blah blah. So I was like, all right, so when are we hanging out? And she was like, what? I said, well, this is Cleen. Fucking, I was supposed to fucking tattoo him, but I'd rather just hang out with you. And she was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
And so I was like, nope, fucking me and you were hanging out. And I said, crazy. You might as well fucking plan the rest of your fucking life. And she was like, you're fucking crazy. I said, I'm fucking for real. So,
yes.
So anyhow, so then me and your mom started fucking hanging out, and then shortly after, fucking James was born, and the rest is downhill from there.
That's how it goes. All right.
It.
Great stories.
So,
good podcast. One more thing. I heard you have clothes, skateboards, entrepreneur. What's the deal with that?
I got tons of stuff.
Merch,
of course,
stickers.
I got tons of stuff. You can go to cleanrock1.com. I've got actually, you know what? The skateboards, I don't think I'm going to do those anymore. So whatever I've got is pretty much probably the last run.
Get it now?
Because I've already been doing it for like years now, and that deck's getting fucking. So I think once I'm done with this, I think I only have like less than 100 left.
Okay.
So I think once I'm done with that run, I'm done.
Get them now.
That's it. Like
They're gonna become rare. Promise you.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's the last of them. So go to cleanrock1.com. You can buy fucking shirts. You can buy fucking pillows with fucking stickers.
Anything your mom desires.
Posters, cell phone cases, hoodies, beanies, hats. You can buy all kinds of fucking shit. So
all of it.
Yeah. So, but again, I just want to say thank you for coming on and hooking all this up.
Anytime.
That makes me super proud because you're my fucking. I love you and you're my son.
Yes.
And I couldn't have done it without you.
Yeah.
You could be a fucking loser kid that fucking doesn't know how to do shit. But instead,
it was fun.
You hooked up the fucking.
Yeah, of course. Anytime.
The old man.
Always. So, I've been hooked up my whole life. It's the least I could do,
Damn straight, motherfucker. So anyhow, with that being said, I want to thank all you guys out there. I know I didn't look at the camera a lot, and it's the first one, and I don't know if I'm supposed to. But
I'm glad we had eye contact talking to me.
I was talking to you until you went and fucking blew it by taking a piss.
Hey, I can edit it out, but oh well.
We're not doing that.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't want to do any editing. I don't want to do any fucking editing on any of these.
Okay.
I want it to be as raw as possible. What's said is said, and if you don't fucking like it, tough shit. I want it to be like what's fucking.
This is the walk up podcast. You walk up, do your shit.
This is straight up. I think that's gonna stick. So I think this is gonna be the walk up podcast by Clean Rock 1.
Boom.
So with that being said,
concluded.
That's it. Thanks a lot.
Stay tuned.